You can't start the car. Johnny has the keys.
Dennis and I watched Death Becomes Her last night.
Oh, good movie.
I have not seen that movie since 1992.
And still hold up because now it's a Broadway musical, by the way.
It holds up. Some of the special effects are a little weird, but it's, it looks like Roger Rabbit, cartoony kind of.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was intrigued. First, I put it on because I knew Dennis would get lured in. That's how I get Dennis to watch movies now. He'll be on his phone and I'll just start playing one that I know he'll start looking at. And it's like fishing.
Okay.
And the podcast we listen to uses sound bites from it all the time, especially Now a Warning. They say they use that all the time. And do you remember that? It's right after Meryl Streep drinks the potion.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Isabella Rossellini says, "A warning." And she goes, "Now a warning."
Now, after she, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he was watching it, so he got into it. I saw that it was built as a horror comedy, and I was like, I don't remember this movie being a horror movie at all. But upon watching it, oh my God, I was like, we could cover this movie. It's got so much Frankenstein influence. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And there's this giant castle in LA, which is pretty funny.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, no, we enjoyed it. It's a goofy comedy, what have you. Bruce Willis playing completely against type. I did hate his makeup. They were trying to make him look old, but he just looked pale to me. But I think they were more focused on the makeup of Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep. I was joking about luring Dennis with movies. The night before, I lured him with Dangerous, the 1935 Bette Davis movie, which is only a little over an hour long. So I was like, let's see if I can get him with this one. And he was like, what is her deal? And I would just look at him and go, she's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's about an alcoholic actress that some dude have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
And some dude recognized she's an alcoholic ex-stage actress, but she's only 27 in the movie. So she's a little young to be a washed-up alcoholic stage actress. And some dude recognizes her and tries to rehabilitate her, and she falls in love with him, but then she can't tell him that she's married and her husband won't grant a divorce. And he leaves his girlfriend for her, but she won't marry him. And then everything goes crazy because she's dangerous. We watched that, and then I got him with another one too the other day. I can't remember what. We watched Song Trilogy. I started that.
I have not watched that since the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
It's good. I was watching it and I was like, okay, I have not seen this movie since it came out, and I really like it. It's like watching a gay Neil Simon movie.
Of course, yes. Very great comparison.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. It's like 3 acts. It's very structured, like a play.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like him early on with the first guy, him with the second guy, and that act ends with that guy getting killed. And then the third act, him being back with the guy from the first act. Yeah, I like it. I thought it was pretty good. And I could not believe how young Harvey Fierstein is in it. And thin.
That's who I was just about to ask. That's his big deal. That was what brought him. That was his breakout.
Right. He wrote it. He had done a few things. He did Garbo Talks, but he had not really done much before that.
Right.
Other than theater, I guess. And
it came from theater.
Yes.
It was a play first. So.
Right. And yeah, he's so young and so thin in it. I was like, I hardly even recognize him. But then again, so is Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick is like right off of Ferris Bueller with big 80s hair.
Yep.
And then that Brian Kerwin guy's in it, the same guy that was in King Kong Lives.
Have you ever seen Bent or read the play Bent?
You used to tell me about it, but I've never seen it. That's the one with the concentration camp people
Yeah, yeah.
on the fence
And
or on
it
the.
was turned into a movie. I've never seen the movie, but like Clive Owen is in it. It's supposed to be really good.
I always confuse it with the movie Fences. And I
Oh
know
God,
they're
no.
totally different, totally different, but it's like bent fences. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I
Well, I
think they were
remember
both plays.
when I first read the play, I never even knew that there was a yellow triangle distinction.
It's
I
pink.
never, a pink triangle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew that. And that was the worst of the worst. It was bad enough to be gay. It was bad enough to be Jew, but to be a Jew and gay, ooh, not good.
Right.
Not very good in that environment. And so
No.
I thought it was very. I haven't seen the movie, and I want to see the movie. So
Doesn't, and I have never seen it, but I seem to remember someone telling me that like they talk to each other seductively across from each other on fence.
yeah, that's why I think you would like. No, it's not across the fence. They are punished by holding up buckets of sand out, on arm's length, kind of thing. And they both have to stand there. And if they start to drop their hands, the guards come up and beat them. So they have to keep their hands out. And so instead of letting the guards win, so to speak, they have this incredibly erotic encounter, just verbally talking to each other.
And
instead
are
of
they
right beside each
naked?
other. Yes, in the original they were. I don't know if
And
they
I
would be
think
in the
Richard
film.
Gere was in it, wasn't he?
He might have been in the play version. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because I had heard, oh, they talk each other into having hard-ons. I'm like, how the fuck do they do that on stage? That's crazy.
It's acting, my boy. It's acting.
Anyway, no, I've never seen it. I just know of it. And I think the reason I confused it with fences is I was under the impression they were tied to fences.
Yeah, no, there's a fence that's in like the fourth wall foreground.
Okay.
So they keep coming up against it, almost like we did Cuckoo's Nest sort of thing in the play, except there's not a real fence. It's just that fourth wall projection sort of feel. And everything's in the courtyard of the concentration camp. So, yeah, I haven't read that in a while too. I probably need to go back and read
I didn't know
you
they
just
made a
reminded me
movie
it
out of it.
because of Torch Song. I didn't realize they had done a movie version of Torch Song. So there you go.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Nope.
Oh, you should watch it. I swear you'll be like, this is like Neil Simon, because some of it's almost a little corny.
Well, I've read the play.
Okay.
So, I knew the details of it, but I've never seen the play nor seen a movie version of it. So.
Yeah, and it's got one of those directors that's kind of like that too. It's not Hal Ashby, but it's somebody like that. I can't remember who it was. It was like his last film before he died. So it was an older director. But the best thing about it is Anne Bancroft. She's amazing.
Okay.
She took the Estelle Getty role. Estelle did it on Broadway, and she was in the Golden Girls and couldn't do it when it was being made into a movie, so they cast Anne Bancroft. And she's just like the stereotypical Jewish mother. She's just hilarious. It's like Bunny Gerson in Come Blow Your Horn. You know what I mean? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That's reaching back.
But that's so true. Yeah.
Some of the Universal Park stuff coming.
Man, I can't wait.
Dennis is excited about it. He's like, have you been seeing this stuff? I'm like, yeah, I've seen the concept art. I also like the concept art for what they're doing at Magic Kingdom, though. Have you seen it?
Oh, Dark Universe or whatever. I mean, no, they're doing the
Villains Land.
Villains Land. Yeah, it'll be Disney though. It won't be.
But I mean, they're doing two lands because over behind where they're doing it is enough room that they're going to do like a Pixar thing too. They're doing the Cars ride, except they're supposed to be changing it, and then next to it's going to be the Villains. I'm curious to see what they're going to do because they're already saying there's going to be a thrill ride in Villains.
Well, I'm sure there will be. I just don't think it'll match Dracula's Castle from Universal. They're already saying if everything that they've already got spec'd and tested and everything works, it'll be the scariest theme park ride ever.
Is it a roller coaster or something?
Well, it's probably an immersion ride, similar to like Rise of the Rebellion.
Mm.
So it'll have movable carts and lots of animatronics and 4D effects and all of that stuff.
Hopefully,
The,
it won't have simulators.
no, I don't think they're going with animatronics, they said.
I hope so
So,
because the simulators are just old, and Dennis can't ride them. They make him sick.
yeah, if they're Barbara's the same way. If they're not in total sync, she feels it and it bothers her.
Yeah.
Same way with Rocky. Rocky's the same way.
Dennis, when we're on like Flight of the Banshee or whatever with Avatar, we'll be next to each other on those motorbikes or whatever, and he will all of a sudden just go and just stop looking at all because it
Hmm.
makes him sick.
Well,
He
they
got
were.
sick on the Dr. Seuss ride at Universal.
Really?
Yeah, anything
Okay.
that's like bouncy or spins. I mean, he used to not be that way. He used to ride all the roller coasters with me. Now he's a
Right.
little hesitant. Like, I don't
Okay.
think I will ever get him on Guardians of the Galaxy again. I literally thought he was going to throw up while we were on the ride, and that scared me.
Yeah. Well, then he should definitely not ride Velociraptor. That's an intense coaster. It's
Right.
pretty
I
intense.
couldn't get him on Tron, and Tron is fun, man. Tron is super fast. It's like the fastest launch I've ever ridden on anything. And I couldn't get him on it. And it doesn't go around a lot. Like Guardians just goes around a lot. Tron has got
Um,
long stretches.
for Universal, did you watch the teaser trailer they've got out? Because they've got one for each land. So they've got one for the the town of Burke or whatever for the dragon, and they've got one for horror, Dark Kingdom or Dark
Mm.
Universe, and they've got
I
another one.
mean, Dennis has probably watched it. I've only seen just little things in concept art. That's it.
You should watch it. It's pretty good because each one takes the land and goes through like what are the restaurants in it? What are the rides in it? What is the,
Oh, what is
concept
it?
of it?
Is it done by Universal or is it done by
Yeah.
just a YouTuber?
No, it's done by their promo department. So you get
Okay.
to see the models and the miniatures and the effects and stuff like that. And it's really cool.
Because
And
he has several YouTubers that he watches that do Disney and stuff. That's why I was asking, because obviously they wouldn't have visited yet because it's not open.
right,
But
right.
okay.
But it looks really, really impressive.
Oh,
Like one of the restaurants is the restaurant from the Wolfman. It's the tavern. So,
cool.
it's going to have that kind of food and that kind of theming and everything. I was going, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I told Dennis, I said, we should go when we go. And he's like, it ain't going to be open. I was like, damn, because we're going
No.
in October.
Yeah, no, it won't be open until spring next year.
Okay. We're
Yeah.
gonna straddle October, November so we can go to Gideon's in 2 different months.
Gideon's?
Gideon's is the bakery where you get the concept art or the cookies or both.
Oh. I saw that one of the new concessions they've added this year for Universal for Halloween Horror Nights is a toasted marshmallow Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's a Stay Puft s'more is what they call it. So it's got the chocolate, the graham cracker, and a toasted marshmallow. But he's shaped like the Marshmallow Man. 3, 2.
One.
Oh, I was going to tell you. So finished interview the first season
Okay.
because they had it on Netflix. They
Right.
added it to Netflix now. So I watched the first season. They don't have the second season yet, but they hopefully will.
Hopefully they'll get it because
Uh,
man. But I'm guessing that you don't like the actress that plays Claudia.
I've just never liked that character. I don't like that sequence in the original movie because she's spoiled rotten, she's awful, she's dangerous, that sort of thing. I do, but then they got over that after like 2 episodes, and
Okay.
suddenly she became more of a,
An
especially
adult.
after the Louis Lestat fight, she became, and after her obvious probable rape, but they don't really say, but we kind of assume that matured her and took her to a different level. So she was now she became much more of a chess player, manipulator, and less of a little a little
Spoiled
punk
brat.
kind of thing. Yeah.
But that is her
And
character. So you really don't like the character more than you don't like the show, I would think.
correct. Correct. And
And I
but
understand that. I mean, I don't like Lestat in the first book. He's an asshole in the first book.
and I thought they definitely, saved the best for last sort of thing in that hang on, I just got you, JPEG. Let me
Yeah,
mute
that's
this.
fine.
They saved their best for last in that whole finale with the Mardi Gras party and the attack on on Lestat, and at the same time they're doing the juxtaposition with the journals and the diaries and the writer and Louis, and the writer being suspicious of the assistant and all that, and then they cap it with Armand. And I
Yeah.
thought, okay, that was well done. That was a great episode.
Yeah.
And I love, again, the big thing I like about it is that juxtaposition between the modern and the flashbacks.
Yeah.
When they're having this horrible, emotional, almost gothic-y, very Anne Ricey written sort of dialogue and romancy and everything else, and suddenly it cuts and Eric Bogosian goes, "So did you eat the baby? But did you eat the baby?" That's the thing. And he's so cynical and he's so laid back. I mean, I really liked it.
Have they jumped? I'm getting the seasons confused, but there's also another time period. Have they jumped to the original interview with Daniel?
No.
All right, that must be second season. So now they're jumping from present to 30, 40 years ago.
No. They do have one scene because that's why Daniel, or the writer, becomes suspicious, because they flash back to the first meeting with Louis in the bar, and the assistant is there.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure if he remembers that. I don't think he remembers that.
You see Bogosian, no, that because he sees him.
Oh, he
and
does?
You see
Okay.
Bogosian remember that in modern times.
Exactly.
And he's looking at him, but he's outside on the deck in the sunlight. It's at the same time. So he looks at him and everything else, and then looks back, and you just get that moment of, well, that's weird. That's just freaking weird. And then it's not until the next episode, which is the finale, where he says, and so what, blah, blah, and then that's when Louis introduces him.
Oh my God. Full disclosure, I just finished the first novel again, and I'm halfway through Lestat. So I'm rereading them for like the fifth time. And I think I told you that the main difference is like 50 years in time. It's after the Civil War, and the original starts in 1790. So that's what, 60 or 70 years maybe. So there is a time difference, but
Okay.
Now that I have reread the first book, there are tons of differences. I was like, oh my God, there are so many differences. But I still don't mind them, because it's like they're mining for gold in the existing story. They're not really altering the story that much, because the characters are the same. And so I still love it. And now that I'm reading Lestat again, I'm like, wow, how are they going to do?
Oh, you froze.
Probably going to be more prominent in it, or at least make an appearance or two. He's not in the second book, really. And I can't remember if I think Armand does come into it. Armand comes into it because I think he's with the Coven of the Feral Vampires or whatever before he starts the theater. But, Lestat's, you don't know this, Lestat's background is theater. So anyway, it's I cannot wait to see what they do with it. And I'm just loving being back in this world, especially the books. So that's all cool. What else is going on? I'm glad you got, I mean, I will tell you this one difference that I just don't think they could ever do unless they use AI is Claudia. Because in the book, she is 5 years old. She is tiny. And that's why she's a little bit helpless because she doesn't have the strength to make a vampire. She is probably only 3 feet tall, you know? And they can't, I don't think they can cast somebody that young and they could pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
no, I don't think they, and they didn't need to do that. Again, it's the character, not the any of the portrayal or anything else.
No, I know.
Like
I just wish they could because I want to see her as a little girl. I don't want to see her as a teenager.
Right.
Because that teenage age adds to your dislike of her because it's that whole rebellious bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better to see her as a demanding little child that has an adult's mind. And you don't see it as much when she's a young adult. And I don't think they could ever do that. That's one thing you will only always get from the book.
Yeah, that's the element that's in, what's the Bill Paxton one? After Dark?
Yeah. No, it's called Near Dark, but you're talking about the little Confederate soldier that's a boy or whatever.
Yeah, the kid.
Yeah, or he was from the Civil War.
He was from the Civil War.
He's that old, yeah. Yeah,
So
we need to put that on our list.
Yeah.
I've been looking at a lot of stuff and thinking, oh, we need to do that next season. I'm already like putting together a list of stuff that I think that would be, because this season to me has been really fun because it's not necessarily great movies, but it's movies that we like for some reason or another.
Mm.
And I've been thinking the same. I was like, ooh, we should do that. And I think David would like this and that kind of stuff. But anyway, I've been tricking Dennis into watching more movies. He has now seen, what is that Betty Davis movie where she's got the brain tumor? Dark Victory. We watched Dark Victory and we watched The Little Foxes.
Lillian Hellman time.
And let me tell you what, The Little Foxes timing is perfect because two of the cast members that I think were nominated for Oscars are in Shadow of a Doubt.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll be sure to bring that up when we get to it. But I had not seen Little Foxes since I saw it on stage with my brother Ben in the 70s, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I had completely forgotten the story altogether, really.
3, 2,
1. So you watched Interview.
Yes.
I've decided you need to read the second and third book.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening to them on audio right now, and they're great. They're so fucking great.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the first one is small, but gets big. The second one delves into Lestat's history, but it ends with him starting that rock concert, and then it ends with the rock concert. And then in this one, she flashes back in the third book to the rock concert and each person's perspective that are there, like Armand's in the audience and all these other vampires are in the audience. And it's like what they're seeing. It's great. It's like Cecil B. DeMille directing a vampire movie. It's spectacle. It's pretty damn good.
Well,
and the books are always better. So
3, 2,
1.
You sent me that thing about Sting is on Hulu. I was like, hell no. No, not watching it. You're going to have to it's going to have to be Clockwork Orange for me to watch that freaking movie.
Dennis doesn't know it yet, but I signed up for AMC Plus this morning.
Oh, okay.
Because that'll get him Graham Norton. He hadn't had that in forever. So he will like that for one of his birthday things. And I get Shudder, IFC, and Sundance.
Oh, that's good.
And AMC Plus. And that fucking Daryl Dixon show is on, and I swear to God, it is the best Walking Dead show. I mean, it's definitely the best since the original.
Really?
It's better than that Negan one. It's better than the Rick and Michonne one. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And it's not because of him. It's because of the stories and the settings and things, and it being in Paris, or not Paris, but France. Actually, it's
Okay.
been a little bit in Greenville because Carol flew across the ocean and she had to land in Greenville. I mean, Greenville,
Greenville.
Greenland.
Greenland. Yeah.
Yeah. She found a guy that had a plane, a little plane, and they flew. She's going to France to find Terrell.
Okay.
And what they encounter in Greenland is pretty cool.
Okay.
But before we
Well-
start, I need you to tell me about Terrence Malick.
Terrence Malick. Wow.
Malick.
It's-
What is his claim to fame? Why is he so highly regarded?
What do I know about him? That's a good question. What did he do? What's his big one?
He did a movie called Days of Heaven. And I watched one the other night called Badlands. Because it's supposed to be like this horrific movie about killers on the road. One, Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek. She is playing a teenager, but she's like 22 when they filmed it. He is 32 when they filmed it and looks like a teenager. It's kind of the opposite. But
So wait, Badlands from 73?
yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
before Carrie.
Well,
So-
his first uncredited thing in IMDb is Dirty Harry. He wrote the screenplay for it.
You know, he is a writer too, so I didn't look at that. But
And
I don't
then he went
understand. He's like
Then he wrote
compared to
Days of
Kubrick.
Heaven. He wrote Days of Heaven. Days of Heaven bombed. He wrote Thin Red Line in 98.
But a lot of
So
those he
he's done
directed too. And he also, he's like Kubrick, and he gets compared to Kubrick because he will go like 7 years without making a movie. And then he's like very independent. He almost always only films outside.
Well, I looking at his credits.
But you hear that name all the time.
Yeah, then as soon as you said it, the name
It's like a
sounded
great
familiar.
director.
So, I mean, maybe he's a fixer or something, but I've not seen one of his freaking movies other than Days of Heaven.
Well, I saw Badlands,
Okay.
and it's not shocking by today's standard. It's clear they were trying to do something because of Bonnie and Clyde. It was like, oh, let's have another boy girl on the road killing spree thing. They're not bank robbers. He just kills people. He's a psychopath. He's like, he kills people that gets in his way, including her dad. And she doesn't even react. She's like so blasé about it. I'm like, really? He just shot your father. She doesn't give a shit. She says things like, it was better to live a week with someone who loved me for what I was than years of loneliness.
How
And
poetic.
it's set in South Dakota, and it moves to Montana on the road. But Martin Sheen sounds like he's doing a bad Brando Southern accent. I couldn't understand a word he was saying without turning on the subtitles.
So it's very natural born killers-y kind of thing.
Yeah, except I love Natural Born Killers.
Well, I do too. But that's Oliver Stone. He's in your face all the time. So I
Right.
like that.
Yeah,
So,
I would actually
but-
cover that on the podcast. This one, I was like, this is supposed to be a scary movie. It's not scary. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's 73 too. So
I had it on in the background, and Dennis was in the room, and we were both laughing at parts. I was like,
that's unfortunate, but yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I watched Badlands. I cannot wait to get your reaction to the loved ones.
Okay. That's kind of scary. 'Cause,
I was like,
But then
David's
again,
gonna
I was the
fucking hate
same-
this movie.
of course, we were the same way about Pearl because you wanted to really get my reaction to Pearl and would see what it was and blah blah blah. And
But I thought you would like Pearl. I'm not sure you're going to like this.
Okay. That's a
But
good way
I
of
feel
saying
like
it.
I'm justified because the following week we're doing a Tom Cruise movie, so I don't care. All right.
Coming to get you.
And I have to do the intro.
You do.
Okay.
Okay. And count us in. 3, 2.
1.
You can't start the car. Johnny has the keys.